Be sure to catch the next episode of Just Talking It Up on iTunes, Stitcher, your favorite podcast app, or on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.
Hey, you forgot our names.
No.
You did. You forgot our names.
Don't be silly. I'm Janet, your Crash, see?
She's just like a goose. She wakes up in a new world every day.
This is the morning edition of the Weather Xtreme video for Wednesday, June the 12th. I'm James Spann. Alabama's weather heating up again today with mid-90s likely, then late tomorrow. Look out for a few strong to severe storms around here. So a lot to talk about. We'll go to some of the Skycam shots around the network. These were captured early this morning at the insane hour of 5 a.m. That's the Tuscaloosa Skycam. Evidence of daylight on the western horizon. Hey, a little daylight there at Cheaha State Park. That's Alabama's highest mountain on the eastern side of the state. And a little daylight down at the Dauphin Island Sea Lab on the Alabama Gulf Coast. That's our Skycam down there at the southern tip of Mobile County. The Death Ridge, that bubble of hot air centered over Texas and Oklahoma, pushing the storm track well to the north. That thing is nosing in here from the west, and that will mean the hottest weather so far this year today. Yesterday, Denver hit 100 underneath that thing. Parts of western Kansas, 105. Looks like Phoenix did 109. And again, mid-90s are likely today. But up on top of that, it's going to be very active with severe weather, severe storms over Montana. And look at the moderate risk from Chicago down to Indianapolis and near Columbus, Ohio. And surrounding that, a slight risk almost from Des Moines to Washington, D.C. and Baltimore. And look at this. Tomorrow, a large part of Alabama in a slight severe weather risk. That's the standard risk. There's a moderate risk up over parts of the Middle Atlantic coast region, and those are very high numbers up there. A 45% chance of severe weather within 25 miles of a given point. And that high-risk area, I'd say moderate-risk area, would include D.C. and Baltimore up toward Philadelphia and Atlantic City, Wilmington, Delaware. So obviously, folks up there will have to watch things carefully. They could see a few tornadoes down here. The main risk would be from hail and strong straight-line winds. And we'll take a look at that in detail in just a moment. And this is day 3, which is Friday, a severe weather risk over parts of the upper high plains, but around here we'll be in dry air. Rain not showing very much. This is the rain through Monday morning of next week, and any rain we get will be tomorrow with the storms. Of course, it'll be a case where some folks might get over 1 inch with a heavy downpour. Other folks, not that much. It'll, scattered type stuff. But clearly, that'll be our shot at getting wet is tomorrow, and the tropics remain very quiet. We'll check the modeling. This is the GFS, the OZ run, valid at 1 o'clock local time this afternoon. There's that 594 heat center just west of here. Today should be mostly sunny and hot with mid-90s. The NAM is at 95. The GFS is at 96. Hey, tomorrow, look at the trough advancing just north of here, and you can see why there's a moderate severe weather risk up the Atlantic coast, and down below that, a very deep surface low under 1,000 millibars, not too far from Pittsburgh. And that's a pretty wicked-looking severe weather setup up there, and you can see that trailing batch of storms along the surface boundary. This is the high-resolution NAM, and this is valid tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock local time. And it really flares up those storms with a cap breaking, and those are blowing right through here. So I'd say the main window for severe weather for this part of the state, probably 4 until 9 p.m. The primary threats would be from hail and strong straight-line winds. The better shear values for tornadoes well to the north and east of here. But again, those could pack a pretty nasty punch. I could easily see some trees and power lines coming down, and maybe some hail with that. So just something to think about. And before the storms arrive, it's going to be hot. We'll be in the mid-90s again. That's going to push the instabilities very high, which is one of the reasons we expect those storms to be severe. All right, this is Friday. Hey, in the wake of that, we are cooler. Both models have us back in the 80s. The NAM has a high of 87, the GFS at 88 with a north breeze. Lower humidity values. In fact, you've got both models pushing dew points down into the 50s. That'll be kind of refreshing. And then Saturday, as we start the weekend, Saturday morning is going to be nice and cool. We might see some upper 50s in the cooler pockets over North Alabama, mostly low to mid 60s elsewhere. It'll be a sunny day with a high around 90, and Sunday will stay dry with low 90s. Go to next week on Monday. The core of the heat remains a little west of here. Down below that, a surface boundary is to the north, and moisture levels increase. So we'll bring in the chance of a few scattered showers and storms on Monday. The high will be around 90. Very much the same thing on Tuesday and Wednesday. So early next week, the really nasty heat stays west of here. At least we'll have the chance of the typical scattered, mostly afternoon and evening showers and storms. We'll check the end of the forecast. This is June 27th. Core of the heat out there around Denver, the 591 ring, and hey, look in the Gulf. Some type of tropical mischief coming up toward the middle Texas coast with big rains maybe for Houston and Galveston. We all know this is in the land of voodoo and probably won't happen, but we have seen evidence of some mischief in the Gulf, so just something to watch. And typically when they form in the early part of the season like this, that's where they are. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this morning. We'll have notes on the blog. Next video here by 4 o'clock today. And if you can, watch us on ABC 3340 News this evening on the live stream of the television side at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.
Hi, I'm Steve Sample with Bama Talk. Don't miss a single episode of Bama Talk Show, available now on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app, and on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.